Hey guys, it is Wednesday morning. I'm in Boston right now. It's a rainy, gloomy November day. Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Quite a bit has changed in the last couple weeks. We now have a new president. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I know a lot of people are happy about that and a lot of people are very upset about that, but it doesn't really matter either way. We have a new elected president, and I think the most important thing right now is to stay positive and believe in your hearts that this is going to be the right choice for our country and for the world, and that things are going to be okay. So, like I said, it's always great. The best thing to try to put a positive spin on things, regardless of how you feel. Some people are over the moon right now. Other people are very upset, but always find a positive in everything, and things will turn out okay. I honestly believe that. So I'm excited. I think it's time for a change, and I'm not happy about our political system, the way it's set up, the way it's always been set up. That did not change. That never seems to change, but we'll see what happens. This was quite a change we experienced. It was, I'd say, the biggest upset in the history of American politics, and I think it's a shift. I think that it's going to be a good thing, so I'm remaining positive about it. So anyways, guys, today I want to talk a little bit about the Mandela effect that I noticed, saw a lot over the Halloween season, the skeletons. And I want to talk to you guys about that. I meant to talk to you guys about that back in October, just didn't get around to it. But if you guys have noticed, the skeletons, the human anatomy, the skeleton looks completely different now. The rib cage, it's really so much higher than it used to be. It's all this exposed column of spine now you can see in the front, whereas before the rib cage was much lower. So it's strange too. If you go onto YouTube, there is residue of how I remember the skeleton looking. If you go onto YouTube, there's some scientific videos. I think if you just type in human skeleton, you'll see a video on there that comes up right in the top feed, and it shows what I remember as the original skeleton. But apparently that no longer exists. So there's some conflicting information there. So there's definitely quite a bit of a residue online with that. But I watched a clip from a movie, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I remember there was the part in the movie when the guy pulls out the heart, and Spicoli is like, "Gnarly, dude!" Oh, he's like freaked out. And in the background, there's a skeleton, and that skeleton, I mean, that movie's from back in the 80s, and that skeleton has the high rib cage, and it didn't have that. I remember that movie. It had the original, how I remember it, rib cage of the skeleton. So it's weird. I mean, that's changed. So thought you guys would want to check into that and comment below and let me know if you noticed that as well. So just wanted to make note of that, because it's just one of the Mandela effects. No matter how many times I see it, I can't get used to it. It just looks so off to me, so odd and strange. But supposedly it's the way it's always been. Strange times we are in with these Mandela effects and all these other changes happening around us. I don't know if you guys saw the super moon a few days ago. I was going to work in the morning, and I leave out early in the morning. I'm at work by 6 a.m. and I see off in the west this huge sun coming up, and I'm thinking right off, whoa, Mandela effect, right? Why is the sun rising in the west? And then all of a sudden I realized that's not the sun, that's the moon. The thing was huge. It was amazing. This big bright orange moon falling into the west. So it was cool. It was very, very cool to see. You know, I read that was the biggest moon we had seen in 70 years. Who knows, you know, with these Mandela effects, but all I know is that with my eyes, it was the biggest moon I'd seen. It was amazing. And it stirred a lot of feelings inside of me, and as the moon always does, I've always enjoyed looking at the moon. You know, a big full moon is something I never tire of looking at. It always stirs something inside me, a mix of emotions. And whether the moon is an artificial construct, like I've heard, or whether it's real and organic, you know, I really couldn't say for sure. But I know I definitely enjoy looking at it, and always have. And it does stir feelings inside of me, so it was pretty cool to see what I thought was the sun. You know, it was a mix of suddenly, I'm like, what the heck's going on? Mandela effect, and then, wait, that's the supermoon. Whoa, that's crazy. It was huge. So it was really cool. It was definitely an experience of a lifetime seeing that like that. You know, not knowing, forgetting when I saw it that it was the moon, and those mix of feelings that came up and thoughts really quickly. So, hope you guys had a chance to see that. And cool. So what else can we talk about today? I want to talk, I don't really have much to say. You know, I want to talk about, I've talked in the past about how it's important. I feel it's really important to live from your heart and to follow your heart, to step into your true, authentic self and live from that place. And it's so easy to fall back on your mind and your thoughts that argue constantly with your heart. So many times we feel something deep in our heart, but do we follow our heart? No. We let our mind take control, and we think things out and project, oh, if I do this or do that, it's going to be this way, and I'm going to feel this way. So no, I'm not going to follow my heart. I'm not going to follow my feelings. I'm going to go with what I think is going to happen. I'm going to use my mind. You got to get out of that. That's a trap. You need to step into your true, authentic power. And that's where your heart is. That's where your feelings reside. That's you. That's the real you. Trust. Let go of the fear, of the chatter in your head, and flow with the feelings of you, the real you. And it's hard. It's not something easy to do. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a hell of a lot of courage to just trust in your feelings and to just express from your heart without thinking first. You know? So many people, I mean, we live with these filters on. We think about what we're going to say, then we say it. We wear these masks and play these roles and pretend to be something we're not because we think it's the right thing to do. It's the thing that's going to make us happy or others happy. So we continue our lives day in and day out. How many people out there, how many of you are out there who are in relationships and you're not happy? Who are in a job and you hate your job? Who are, whatever, doing something or interacting with people that you don't want to be around anymore, but you continue. Even though your heart's telling you to get out. But why? Why do you stay? Why do you stay in that awful relationship? Why do you stay in that terrible job and put up with the boss you can't stand and that work that you hate and you know you could be doing so much more? Why do you question what you feel in your heart? We feel like our hearts are deceiving us. You know, and we've been taught that through the ages. Because the powers, they don't want us to step into our true power. They don't want us to feel from our hearts and to live from our hearts. Because they know that's where our true authentic nature is. And when we step into that place and live from that place, we're going to be shining in a whole new way. And the darkness doesn't like the light. It doesn't want us to shine. It wants to keep us down, to keep us in our shadows, to keep us in fear. And so this illusion of mind is this artificial overlay that we think is our self, but it's not our true self. But we make judgments from that place and decisions, and we process from there. We feel things, but then we don't trust those feelings because the mind gets in the way. The mind that plays tricks to keep us enslaved, to keep us from stepping into our true, authentic selves, our sovereign state of being. It's time to break free of that, guys. If you're in a relationship and you're not happy, trust your heart and get out. Even if in your mind you think that it's going to be painful and you don't know how you're going to do it or what's going to happen if you do that. If you're in a job that you hate and you think, I have to keep doing this job because it pays the bills and I'm afraid, and there it is again, fear. Fear is keeping you locked in the place exactly where it wants you, controlling you. Let go of that fear and trust in your heart that you're not in alignment in that job. And it's time to step into a new role and trust that it'll all work out. I'm 1,000,000 miles away from where I was 25 years ago. I went to college, I got a bachelor's degree from Boston University, and I'm driving a truck now. But I'm happy. I like this job. Doesn't pay as much money as I could be making, as money I've made in the past with positions I've had. But money's not everything, is it? It is to some people. It's not to me. I want to be happy. I want to be, right now, the way society's set up, it hasn't changed. We still have to work, pay bills, put a roof over our head, clothes on our back, food in our mouth. It takes money. And right now, and as it's always been, until that changes, we all have to work. And we have to work a lot of days and hours to do that. So I decided a while ago that I didn't want to spend all my time working a job that I hated just to make money to do those things. So I followed my heart and I found something that made me happy. And I may find after a little time that This is becoming kind of mundane and routine and boring, and I'll do something different. I've done a lot of different things over the years, over my lifetime. I'm 47 years old. You know, I got some experience behind me. A lot of people don't think I look that old. I don't feel that old because I live from my heart. I'm a kid at heart. I don't believe in aging. I discovered a long time ago, back in my mid-30s, that this is all an illusion, that we don't have to age, that everything around us is a construct of our mind and our feelings, this reality. And whatever we believe in our hearts, that's what it's going to manifest outside of us. But so often we don't. We don't trust our heart. And we end up living in this life where we're surrounded by all this chaos and we're pushed and pulled in all these different directions. And we feel like this frenetic-like state all the time. That's the mind. Get out of the mind, guys. Get into your hearts. It takes courage to live from your heart. I know. It's not easy. You got to make that leap. It's a leap of faith. Follow your heart. It'll never steer you wrong. From my heart to your heart, guys. That's the truth. That's the God's honest truth. Guys, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're following your hearts. Or if you're not, you realize that it's time to start really following what you feel inside. Being the real you. Don't put on a fake face for others. Be you. Share your heart with others. Share your feelings. Be open. Be honest. You be you, guys. I'll be me. Together we're going to change this world by living from the hearts and sharing from our hearts and showing the others how it can be. We can do it, guys. We can do this. Believe, trust, know it. Know it in your heart. Guys, keep sharing the Mandela effects. Stay positive. Live from your hearts. You guys, you have a great day. Be the change you want to see out in the world. I don't know what to say, guys. Be you. Just be yourselves, guys. The real you. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Have a great day.